My name is Bob Rogers, and I have the pleasure of serving as the CEO of Street Grace. Our simple mission at Street Grace is to eradicate the commercial sexual exploitation of children. Our intent has always been to educate and equip children to protect themselves from these vulnerabilities and to target and go after the buyers of sex and the traffickers. Our 4 pillars, even to this day, are prevention, protection, policy, and pursuit. That comprehensively allows us to look at a model that can do something to have an impact in this space. When we launched, the very first thing that Street Grace did was try to address the problem of educating children and get messages to them that were relevant, that were helpful, that were useful, and allowing them to understand how to better protect themselves. One of the initiatives that we've got in beta testing right now, we will launch here in Houston this fall, is an idea called the Help Locker, so that in every school there is either a QR code, a poster, or a physical locker, or a display that can provide resources for help so that kids who are struggling with questions or have questions or want to know the answers to relevant issues to them around this topic have it at their disposal. So Help Locker, we launched it on the TikTok platform. And one of the most recent videos that we did about the harmful effects of sending inappropriate pictures and images has had over 8.5 million views. So we know that we're getting the right message to the right audience in the right way. When it comes to the issue of targeting the buyers of sex and the traffickers, one of the things that we decided about 5 or 6 years ago is that we had to take the next step. How do we lean into this a little bit more versus just talking about it and thinking about it? We did that by saying we're going to post some decoy ads on some nefarious websites and see what we can learn about the buying habits and patterns of those who would purchase sex with our children. It was not an uncommon thing at all in the first 48 to 72 hours to get anywhere from 75 to 250 responses off of one ad. So we thought, what if we could use some sort of technology and do this on a broader scale? What if there was a way to take this not just around Metro Atlanta, but around the country on a large scale? We went and met with a technology company and said, could you help us build a platform? We launched a piece of technology called Gracie. And Gracie is an artificially intelligent chatbot. In the last 18 to 24 months, Gracie has intercepted over 325,000 text exchanges and has disrupted over 36,000 transactions of people attempting to purchase sex with children. We were with a donor group a couple of months ago, and we went through a presentation, and at the end of it, the guy said, I get it now. You're a technology company fighting trafficking. And then I realized, oh, that is part of the transition that's occurring. We are leaning more and more into technology. So we've hired a creative technology, and we began to hire some folks that can help us become more effective in the way that we do it. I love the story of how we came and made the journey from Atlanta to Houston. I picked up the phone one day in Atlanta, and there was this lady named Allison on the other end of the phone from this church called MDPC. You were talking about what your vision was and how you wanted to affect the children in Houston and in the local community around the church. I certainly walked away thinking this is very different, and these people are genuine, they're authentic, and they're accustomed to having an impact. MDPC stepped up and was the first donor to launch Street Grace Houston. The impact that we had in the first 2 years, 18 to 24 months in the Houston market, we outpaced any of the projections that we had. And then we've continued to move forward and continued to lean into that. So every one of the lives that we impact, every child that we get to speak to, you all have a part in every one of those. We are far better and far more impactful because of MDPC.
The creation of Street Grace Texas is just one example of the things that we are able to accomplish through our outreach efforts as a result of your generosity. It's the giving of our collective time, talent, and treasure. From stories like this, to feeding hungry families, to shelters for battered women, to mentoring at-risk youth, providing affordable housing for long-term patients in the medical center. This church, and that's you, makes a difference in our hometown. And when we look broader around the globe, we have a presence in Egypt, Uganda, China, Peru, Ethiopia, Eastern Europe, Indonesia, and some places we typically don't say on video due to safety concerns. We are so blessed to partner with passionate followers of Jesus who do difficult and often dangerous work of spreading the good news around the globe. And none of this would be possible without your generosity, MDPC. The care and time and funds that radiate from this church have literally changed thousands of lives right here in our own community and across the globe. And so it's with grateful hearts that we say, thank you.